Hey, I'm NichBoy and welcome to Pocket for Thursday, the 26th of May. Today on the show, more Xboxes, VR jamming, and Joe. Alright, here's what's been making headlines. And first up, Microsoft may be planning on releasing 2 new models of the Xbox One by 2017. 3 independent sources have told Kotaku that the company will release an Xbox One Slim model in 2016 and also a more powerful Xbox One model in 2017. The 2017 model has been codenamed Scorpio. And could sport a more powerful GPU and support 4K resolutions and the Oculus Rift. The new Slim model, on the other hand, may include a larger 2TB hard drive. Between this and the PlayStation Neo and the NX, we could technically be headed into a new console generation, and I'm not sure if I'm ready for that financially. Or emotionally. But mainly financially. But also emotionally. Head of Xbox Phil Spencer introduced the idea of upgradable hardware in March earlier this year, stating that he would like to see consoles take a PC-like evolution. And Kotaku's report goes on to mention that Microsoft plans to do just that, and possibly take a more incremental approach for their consoles, including more frequent options for hardware upgrades and games that are both forwards and backwards compatible between different PC and Xbox platforms. And since good things come in twos, Brad Sams, the editor of tech website Patari, also claims that Microsoft might be unveiling 2 streaming boxes. According to Sams, who previously predicted the existence of the Xbox Elite controller, these streaming devices would be akin to a Chromecast, which would allow your Xbox to stream media and games from the console to televisions elsewhere in your house. Hopefully we'll get information about all of this at E3 in just a few short weeks. Next up, a Mirror's Edge TV show could be in the works. The company behind the show will be Endemol Shine Studios, the US production house who develop series such as MasterChef and The Biggest Loser. The series will focus on Faith as the main character, who is part of a network of runners that act as couriers to transport messages while evading government control. And I hope they really commit to that first-person perspective. Go full-on Peep Show meets illegal posties. Moving on, and Nintendo will be offering 500 hardcore Ninty fanatics the chance to play The Legend of Zelda Wii U at this year's E3. Nintendo will choose the lucky enthusiasts at a Superfan sign-up day on June 11th at the Nintendo store in New York. The chosen ones will then receive a wristband, which can then be exchanged for a ticket that ensures them a position to play the game during selected times later that week. Why they aren't just getting the ticket in the first place and cutting down on wasteful wristband wastage, we'll never know. But for those of you who miss out on the chance to play, don't worry, Nintendo will be hosting a screening of gameplay at their booth at E3. And speaking of things you can't play, sources have told Kotaku that No Man's Sky may have been delayed by a month or 2. Employees at GameStop in the US received promotional material for the game with the original June 21st release date, but were then told that the date is no longer correct and it should be covered up with a coming soon sticker. Just enough time to build up that hype to bursting point before horrific disappointment. And staying with disappointment, the latest trailer for Mighty No. 9 has been revealed. That game just cannot catch a break. The trailer features some cringe-worthy dialogue and terrible jokes. One user went even so far to say, "Wow, this is the worst marketing I have ever seen." And personally, my excitement for this game is dwindling by the day. Also unveiled was a sneak peek at the latest Goat Simulator expansion dubbed Waste of Space. It seems developer Coffee Stain Studios has gone full insanity by adding chaotic space battles, portal turret goats, and cupcake nips. Waste of Space comes out tomorrow. Alright, that's it for news. Now it's time for the thing today.
I never thought I'd say this, but shouldn't we be learning something? Say the line, Bart!
Alright, it's time for thing of the day.
Yay!
The line between virtual and reality became blurred for YouTuber Den in Project Cars VR. Den was cruising down a mountainside listening to some fat beats, but the rhythm was just too strong to resist.
I never thought I'd say this, but shouldn't we be learning something? Say the line, Bart!
Alright, it's time for thing of the day.
Yay!
I'm joined now by Joey Jojo Jr. Shabadoo to discuss our talk through. Joey?
Hi, welcome.
Why you say welcome?
Welcome to me.
The
It's
arrogance.
good to be here.
It is good to be here. Now, our talk through today comes in from Kitty Hybrid, who says, do you think there's such a thing as built-in obsolescence with games like Star Wars Battlefront 2, Call of Duty, which come out so rapidly? If so, and assuming money is the driver, should we be asking for more quality and content, or just binge playing them as they come? I don't know why I put money in air quotes, because money, I actually just meant cash money. Joey Jojo,
Yeah.
you play a lot of these franchise games.
I do, yes.
Are you happy about the fact that you buy them every year?
Yeah, that's why I buy them. If I wasn't happy to buy them, I wouldn't buy them. I mean,
That's the kind of Joey Jojo logic that we like here on the show.
it's an interesting point. I mean, they are cannibalizing their own community when they release games really quickly.
Yeah.
You don't get that kind of Counter-Strike or Team Fortress community that can build up over
That have been
years
building, like,
and-
playing the game for 5, 6,
Yeah,
7 years.
and every year they have to get a new one. But at the same time, I think there's space in the gaming world for these kind of quick churn. You play it for a few months, you kind of go, okay, I'm done, and then you've got these longer burn kind of shooters you can go back to on it.
I guess, yeah. But I guess they still do have a community. Like, everyone who plays hardcore Call of Duty just continues to just buy the next one and move over, like the
Yeah.
majority of them. So the community is just always moving, I guess.
I guess. And I mean, you can't really blame Activision for wanting to, if they're happy to keep buying the next game, then they're going to keep making the next game, and
It's like
you
we
know?
haven't actually given them a choice to not do this. We just keep demanding more Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I mean, something I have found myself in the last few years really investing in games that have a long tail, and that games like Dota and Hearthstone, and the things that you all know that I play, where I am investing a lot of time, a lot of money into what is essentially a platform for releasing new stuff. The idea's been talked about a lot, but would you like to see Call of Duty go to the idea that it is just a platform that every year things get bolted onto it or added to it?
I think I would like to see that for the multiplayer side of it. I think
Yeah.
it'd be interesting if they just separated and go, okay, Call of Duty multiplayer is now this thing, and then within that they could have modules which are the kind of future aspect, and then maybe go back to World War II in some part of it, and a sci-fi aspect and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
While every year releasing the kind of campaign as a $40 little experience for people who want that, and people who want to do multiplayer can invest in this Call of Duty online world thing.
I wonder if part of the reason that they don't do it is that they are supporting their single player, like the cost of the single player, in that they go, we know people are going to buy this, a lot of people are going to buy this for the multiplayer, and that allows us to do the single player?
Perhaps. I mean, I don't know the exact financials of it all.
Well, why are you here?
Well, I saw recently with Star Wars Battlefront, they said, we're sorry, kind of, that we
didn't do the
We
campaign,
didn't do
yeah.
a campaign. We needed to get it out quickly to tie in with the film and all that stuff. Which is, it's an interesting thing to think that they are now going, we need to put that single-player campaign in there because the business model needs single-player and multiplayer, and people have an expectation of how much content they're going to get for a full-price game.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think people are malleable. If you offer something for the right price point, they're happy to pay for a cheaper campaign or invest in a multiplayer-only game, providing they're not trying to charge $100 for each.
But I find it interesting, particularly with Battlefront, where Battlefront is kind of akin to Destiny for me, where Destiny came out and people were going, okay, there doesn't seem to be a huge amount here, what did I buy? And then Destiny, as it is today, is in a relatively good spot. It took us a while to get here, but there's a decent amount of content in that game, and it's all been added onto the base. With Battlefront, it's going to be Battlefront 2. So the people who bought the first one kind of like, well, I hope you enjoyed that, but you are going to need to buy a full new game for the second one, and this time I promise we'll do it right.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit annoying, but at the same time, that's just the nature of game development. I guess they're building a rebooted franchise, a new franchise. They've got to get the technology, get the feeling of the gameplay right, release that into the world, and then they can do a second one and get it right. It's like Assassin's Creed, right?
Yeah.
They come up with the first one, everyone's like, it's promised there, you haven't nailed it, and then 2 comes out and they're like, yeah, that's it. That's what you're going for. And then they just run it into the ground over the next 10 years.
Yeah, and I guess
how
with
games
something,
work.
yeah, that's just games. And I guess something like Assassin's Creed or Call of Duty or even Halo, where I think that part of it, there is this snake eating its own tail, that you release a game and then after a couple of months you get to a point where you're closer to the release of the next version of it than you are away from the release of the one you just got. And I think that if you don't play or buy the game in that space of time, it becomes much less valuable.
Yeah.
I mean, Mass Effect, you could buy it today and it would still be essentially the same value for money, whereas Call of Duty isn't, because you lose a lot of the
Or something
community.
like Titanfall, especially, where
Titanfall, yeah,
you know.
where there's not even the single player that you could enjoy.
Yeah.
But I do think that there is an importance of brand. That you go, these games are coming out, they're a reliable, hopefully, stream of income that also allows these publishers and developers to put out games that are the one-off brands that maybe are something that people like Kitty and myself are looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the Activision side of it puts out the Call of Duty, which supports the Blizzard side of that publishing arm.
So the reality of the business could actually be, for every person you kill in Call of Duty, I end up getting a Hearthstone card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, you know, one side supports the other.
Synergy.
It's a synergy, symbiotic relationship.
You could
of shallowness and depth.
Yeah. Whoa! Whoa! Was shallowness on my side?
It can be that side, whichever
Good
way
boy.
you want.
Good boy.
Whichever way you want.
Synergy or Kitty, hybrid. See how we tie all that together to be also including your name. All right, that's it for the talk through, everybody. Let us know in the comments what you think about obsolescence in video games. Do you even buy these games that come out every year, or are you just waiting for like the special ones that everyone talks about? Let us know in the comments. And while you're on the internet, check out Good Game on Facebook, YouTube, and iView. Want to meet fellow Pocketeers? Then join the Pocketeers Facebook group and Steam group. You can follow Good Game on Twitter at Good Game TV. Follow Pocket at NichBoy, at Pierre, at GD, at Monkey, and at Sam Geek. He's at GOG McGee. Are you still tweeting?
Sure, if you tweet something at me, I'll tweet at you.
Just tweet something at Joe.
Yeah.
Come on. He's playing hard to get, but he does want to be God in the end. And there are links to everything I just said in the description below. Today's Thing of the Day graphic was made by Callum Niedek. I think I'm saying that right. Niedek? Niedek? Niedek. It was made by Callum. Thank you very much, Callum. If you've made a thing, please send it in. Until tomorrow, NichBoy out.
GOG out.
I did the salute and sent the kiss.
It's good. It's water.
Oh, there is water.
There is water.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's just like an exaggerated slur.